joining us for WMBF Local Living. I'm Candace Howell. Today we're giving you a sneak preview of a new book set in an area hotel, and it has a mysterious twist. We have the book's author here today with us, Troy D. Nooe, and he's in the studio today to tell us about this great book and what inspired you to write this.
Well, the Ocean Forest Hotel here in Myrtle Beach was here from 1929 to 1974, and it was a big part of Myrtle Beach history. And I'd always want to kind of take on one of those old-fashioned murder mysteries and a detective story, and I thought, what better place could there be to set one than the Ocean Forest Hotel?
Well, and how fitting that you're on the show today, being that it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
So this is a murder mystery, as you mentioned, so kind of take us through what the book is about and how you wove Myrtle Beach history within the novel.
Okay. Well, my main character, Frankie McKellar, is a low-budget detective out of Baltimore, and it just so happens he hates the beach. He hates the beach because he was wounded on one called Omaha during World War II. He comes down to Myrtle Beach for a wedding of the guy that saved his life during the war, and it's probably about the only thing that could have got him to Myrtle Beach. So he comes down here, and of course one of the wedding guests turns up dead, so Frankie gets pulled into his first ever murder case. And Frankie is in over his head, to say the least. He's used to following cheating husbands and wives around. He's a little bit over his head and out of his element, too, because he's in this luxurious hotel in the Ocean Forest and hanging out with the South Carolina elite. And so that's where it takes off, and he's kind of got to fake his way through it. And along the way, he discovers this budding beach town in Myrtle Beach in 1946. And back then, Myrtle Beach was nothing like it is today. I mean, it was still more of an agricultural town. It was a part-time beach holiday resort, but it was nowhere near what we're used to seeing today. So Frankie, and there's some people that he comes across that have an idea where they want the city to go, and Frankie, it's all part of the mystery.
And so the Ocean Forest Hotel, what made you pick this location for the kind of the setting of the book?
The Ocean Forest was, when I started reading about the Ocean Forest, and I should tell you, I'm from Baltimore too. And growing up in Baltimore, you're surrounded by history everywhere you look. And I've been down here 15 years, and I was always struck by the fact that the history here in Myrtle Beach is kind of ignored. You don't see it around because we're such a trendy area that we tend to get rid of the old stuff and put up something new and better. And when I started doing the research on Myrtle Beach and started reading about the Ocean Forest Hotel, it just really amazed me. When you consider what Myrtle Beach was like in 1929 and even through 46 and until the 50s, it wasn't a big place. And they put one of the most luxurious hotels on the East Coast right here in Myrtle Beach in 1929. It was considered the finest hotel between Atlantic City and Miami Beach. And I mean, the big bands, Frank Sinatra and Tommy Dorsey and everybody would stop there on their way up and down the coast, and they would have these great concerts. And I was just really intrigued with the history of the Ocean Forest.
Well, and I think that piece of history is something that, like you said, a lot of folks don't really even realize, especially if they're not originally from the Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah.
And there are these places that were kind of iconic in the past here that are no longer here. So learning, you've been an author for a long time. This isn't your first go at writing a book. So tell us about your process of getting to this book.
This one, I honestly, like I said, I'd always wanted to take a crack at this kind of mystery. And I was sitting on the beach one day, and my two boys were playing in the water, and I was reading a Dashiell Hammett book, and I sat back in my chair, and I thought, the Ocean Forest Hotel would be a great place for the mystery. And I went home, and I wrote the first 4 pages of the mystery that day.
And it just kind of unfolds from there?
Yeah, I sat it aside, and for the next 2 weeks, I just took notes and kind of got my story together. But it came to me pretty quick. I had the character, Frankie McKellar, and I don't know, it was a labor of love, I guess.
And so now the book has been published and is out there and you can purchase it. So where can you actually get a copy of the book?
Well, you can get it here in Myrtle Beach at Barnes & Noble, down at Litchfield Books has it. I know Books A Million should be getting it anytime. You can get it at on my website, which is www.theoceanforest.com. If you want a signed copy, that's your best place to get it. You can also get it on Amazon.com, BooksAMillion.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and if you Google me, there's a good chance it's going to come up.
So it's out there mainstream now.
It is. It just went national September 1st, so we're very excited.
And so we are not seeing the last of Frankie McKellar here.
No, well, hopefully this is the beginning. The second book is called Damn Yankee, and it'll be out next year. And I'm working on the third now. We're going to try to keep the series going for a little while.
So you're already working on the third. So what's the sneak preview on Damn Yankee? You got to give us a little snippet.
Damn Yankee. Well, my sneak preview, he ends up staying in Myrtle Beach after the first one. And for a guy who hates the ocean, you know, that's a pretty big deal. I found a way to keep him here. And that's why he's the Damn Yankee. And I will tell you, the second book has a lot to do with Atlantic Beach, actually. He gets caught up in some mystery going on up there. So I tried to bring in history from all over the area. And so I'm very excited about it.
So Frankie's going to get involved in some more dicey situations.
Frankie he's just a magnet for trouble.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
Well, tell folks again where they can get a copy of your book, and say your website again so that they're interested in getting a copy of this one and books to come in the future. Okay,
it's www.theoceanforest.com. And if you go on there, there's all kinds of cool stuff to check out, and definitely all the events that we have coming up will be posted on there.
Oh, you have a book signing. We definitely want to mention that.
This Friday, I'm going to be at Bumstead's downtown, right next to Dagwood's Deli. We're going to be doing a happy hour book signing, so I'm very excited, from 4:30 to 7. And we're hoping a lot of people come out and check out a book. It's just in time for Christmas. Get your copies for your family and friends.
Good plug there. So well, we appreciate having you on the show, and we wish you all the success with your book, and we hope to hear from you again in the future after Damn Yankee comes out.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed being.